Now we're going to talk about obstacles, excuses, reasons. Obstacle was just a pretty word for the day. Now the first one is that it's not going to look like people would think. A lot of times, people have guilt. Now what I mean by guilt is one lady I just went to her house, and her husband liked to cook a lot. And she said, I don't have any room to put my stuff away. Her food, all her spices and seasoning. And I walked into her pantry, and not kidding, on the shelf in the pantry, it was a salsa dish, chips and dips, all these random colors. And I said, why is that in your pantry? And she says, I don't have any place for it. I said, do you use it? She goes, oh my gosh, I feel so guilty. She says, my sister-in-law gave it to me. What happens if she comes over? But that's a real thing that people have. They find themselves with something, and they're like, they feel guilty to get rid of it. Except you can't live by guilt. You can't allow people to dictate what you're going to keep in your home. Because he or she was frozen, it was a real big deal to her because she had things that people had given her as gifts, and she didn't want to say no. It's like you get to a certain age where it's like, I tell my family, gift certificates, Starbucks cards or something, please don't buy me one more thing I'm going to have to dust. My son, he's not here. When he was little, he brought me home this cute little yellow daffodil glass. And I went, oh, that's nice. So I walked around the house trying to figure out what to do with this, right? And so I finally figured out, okay, I'll just put it on a kitchen counter. And he came to me a few days later and he says, Mommy, I had a dream. I dreamed that you sold it at a garage sale. I gotta keep it. I mean, how many of you receive gifts that, come on, be honest, that you really didn't like? Okay, you guys are all lying. Y'all should be guilty for lying. Anyway. So anyway, what I did was, as a compromise to me, is if you really don't want to just get rid of it, you can put it in the attic. And if you get a little warning that they're coming over, then you can figure out. But just don't have guilt over things. Just don't let that. Another guilt that happens to women is recycling, environmental issues and stuff. And that's a real thing right now that people have. And you have to, here again, you have to forgive yourself, but just look towards whether you recycle or donate. Now the second obstacle, or excuse, is the word fear. And that's a funny word too. Fear is usually all those what ifs in life. What if I need it? Okay? I mean, how many of you sit there and you're looking at that stack of paper and you don't even know what to keep? Now, with a lot of stuff online these days, a lot of things you can't get rid of because you can find it online. Of course, I never recommend throwing anything away tax-wise, paperwork-wise, and I always would recommend you talk to your accountant for that. But there's so much stuff that you can say, you just, here again, you can't live by all those little what ifs.